So an ad for this set of crowd-funded STLs just came across my Facebook feed, actually, a website that I definitely use a lot, just constantly. These are one-page rules compatible. That is the kind of pseudo 40K model agnostic game system that everyone parrots every time Games Workshop makes a silly decision as the game that everyone's gonna play now, and then very rarely people ever do. And it just gets me thinking every time about the ubiquity of the 40K aesthetic. Because as we look down these files, and this is true of not only OPR, which is designed to allow you to use your Warhammer armies in a non-Warhammer setting, but once you start to create armies that are designed for that system, and once you get to the point where you start to create armies that are meant to mesh with the Warhammer aesthetic, you notice that almost regardless of where you go, the Warhammer aesthetic starts to bleed into other IPs because it becomes a market force that you want your models to be able to be used in conjunction with Warhammer models, not necessarily as a direct proxy, but as something that would not look out of place next to it. As we can see, obviously, like these are pretty clearly Space Marines, right? We do have some Blade Guard veteran stand-ins. This was, maybe a Tarantula Sentry turret, or you could stand it in for something else. This guy is, I'm not sure what the scale of this model is. Maybe he's a little Dreadnought, maybe he's a big Terminator. The most notable ones, right? These guys are just straight up Outriders. And, that's fine. And I think having interesting proxy models for your 40K army so you can theme them how you want is one of the cool parts about player expression in miniature game. But it's so interesting, and I think maybe a little deleterious to the creativity and diversity of the miniature gaming sphere that Warhammer 40K is so dominant that alternative game systems and alternative miniature sculpts have to conform to their aesthetic preferences in order to be palatable to Warhammer 40K fans. It's, I think, a little bit emblematic of kind of the monopolization of miniature games as it relates to Warhammer and the miniature gaming sphere. I don't really have a point with this video, just wanted to talk about this phenomenon.